I want to talk politics. I want to talk. I want to have. I want to have my opinion about the war in Iran and what's happening. This whole war. Yes, we have the right to have that opinion as chosen ones. We have different opinions than the rest of the world. You know, somehow Israel and what's called Christian Zionism will be using current events and claiming that they are fulfilling biblical prophecies. Netanyahu endlessly quoting from the Old Testament to justify what is been doing in Gaza. And now they are taking it to the another level of complete correlation between events that they are making happen. They are making it to happen and what they claim they are events. You know, that's God make it happen. That's bollocks. Bollocks. Ain't no God calling for such an event. There is a Greater Israel project in which Israel wants to expand its location, its land, to the full extent. We all know Israel is the central of power, centralization of power. So they want to extend for what they claim Abraham for his zilch was told by God, you know. That he was given to what will become known as Jewish people, the extent of the land from the Euphrates in Iraq to the Nile in Egypt. So we also encompass the lands of Jordan, the lands of Lebanon, and part of the land currently occupied by Syria, Iraq, and Saudi Arabia. Also part of this biblical prophecy prophesied by is the deception. It's prophesied by God. God never prophesied for such a thing. It's bollocks, you know. It is to replace the Masjid al-Aqsa, the mosque, Islamic buildings, on what Jews and Christians call Temple Mount on Jerusalem, with a third Solomon's temple. And, you know, they got with that. You would say, what? Yeah, yes, this is the plan. People maybe thought at one time. Well, this is crazy what you're saying. They're gonna replace the mosque, the big Al-Aqsa mosque, with the Solomon's temple, with the new Solomon's there'd be a bloodbath. Yeah, there would be a bloodbath. Look at Gaza, look at the West Bank, and how that is being taken over, and the Muslims being brought and under the jackboot. Suddenly become possible. It's not by accident, not by God, you know. Not by God, definitely. And the point is that if you look at the number of Jewish people in the world, in totality, not just talking about these psychopaths running Israel, we're talking about the totality of Jewish people, many of which they oppose the psychopaths of Israel. the numbers are ridiculous small. Like, we're talking about 15, 17 million Jewish people in the world out of apparent 8+ billion. So somehow the psychopaths running Israel in behalf of another force in the background, they have to find massive support for what they are doing. And you have a Bible, Old Testament, fused with the New Testament. One is the Jewish story, as so told, and the other is the Christian story, as claimed. But because they are in the same book, Christians have to believe the Jewish story in the Old Testament. And somehow they have to overcome the gigantic contradictions between the nature of the Old Testament God and what's claimed to be the nature of the New Testament God. The Old Testament God being a bloodthirsty psychopath. That's why Netanyahu like to quote from it. So how does they do that? They are making Christian Zionist. They invented Christian Zionist, and they equate the ambition of Zionism, which is a political philosophy. It's nothing to do with Jewish people, in a sense. Like, many Jewish people oppose Zionism, and many American politicians, including Biden. You don't have to be Jewish to be a Zionist. You just have to believe in what Zionism stands for and what Zionism wants to plan in their agenda. Yes. You heard the White House have a preacher saying, "Blessed are those who support Israel." It is blessed are those who doesn't walk in the path of the ungodly, not who support. She's tahrif. Not blessed those are who support Israel. Blessed are those who doesn't walk in the congregation of the wicked. That's what God says. You see, they're quoting like they want. It's mad. It's a madhouse. Homie, the world is a madhouse. The world is a madhouse. And the funny part, some of them, they have the nuts to call us crazy. Definitely. Listen to me. Person, they call me crazy in a lot of topics and how I see it. But you live in a madhouse. When an awakened person enters in a madhouse, the crazy people that are inside of this madhouse, the mad people, what they gonna call you? Crazy. You're crazy in a madhouse, yo. You're crazy in a madhouse, yo.